Okay. Hello everyone. Welcome sa chapter 4 ng ating course, Business Management Accounting, no? I will try to make this video as short as possible for your benefit, kasi mabigat yung file. So, for this video, no, this is just the first part. So, pag-uusapan lang natin dito yung break-even point. Okay, let's proceed. So, our topic is about this one. So this is cost, volume, profit, and break-even analysis. In this chapter, no, or in this topic, yan, magagamit natin dito yung discussion natin sa chapter 2, yung cost concepts and cost behavior analysis, no. In particular, ang mga character, no, or yung mga elements or yung mga cost na involved dito ay yung sales, yung variable cost, yung fixed cost. So dapat alam na natin yung concepts ng mga yon, total and per unit. Okay, so let's proceed. Okay, so these are the learning objectives for this topic, but again for this video, no, dito lang muna tayo sa first objective, and then itong second objective matatamaan din natin. Itong other, yung 3 to 5th objective siguro sa other video na lang. Okay? Sige, pag-usapan na natin. So, what is cost volume profit analysis? Ayan. So, this one class, this CBP analysis, ayan, ito ay isang tool. Ito ay isang tool that is useful for the management to help them in what? In planning for profit. Okay? So, ang tinitingnan natin dito ay yung relationship ng cost, volume, at saka ng profit. Kaya siya tinawag na cost volume profit analysis. Kasi itong mga tuklas, no, itong cost volume tsaka yung profit, yan, somehow interconnected yan. Kumbaga, kung gusto mong pagplanuhan kung magkano yung kikitain mo, syempre kailangan alam mo yung cost mo. Pag sinabi natin cost, that would include the variable cost and the fixed cost. Okay? And then pag sinabi naman natin volume, yan, ang pinag-uusapan natin dito ay yung number of products, no? Ito yung number of units manufactured and sold. Okay? And then the profit, yan naman yung ating target, no? Magkano ba yung profit na gusto nating ma-achieve? Okay? So, tuloy natin yung discussion. Ayan. CBP analysis may be used to perform what-if analysis. So what-if analysis siya. For example, what if ito lang yung aking ipoproduce at saka may ibenta? What if ito yung gusto kong profit? What if ito yung halaga na profit na gusto ko? So yan yung mga what-if scenario na pwedeng paggamitan nitong cost volume profit analysis. Okay? So, nakalagay naman dito, so basahin lang natin. Yan yung mga other examples na pwedeng paggamitan ng CBP analysis. Okay, so for my personal na take dito, no. Yan. Since ang pinag-uusapan natin dito sa course natin is business management accounting, no. At saka kung ano yung mga pinag-uusapan natin from the start na time will come, may mga magnenegosyo sa inyo, no? So, mahalaga itong tool na to. Kasi, even if hindi ka pa talaga nagbebenta through CBP analysis, pwede mo na kaagad malaman kung magkano ba yung kikitain mo. Diba? So, hindi mo kailangang mag-trial and error para malaman mo kung magkano yung mabebenta mo. Just through this CBP analysis, pwede mo na kagad malaman kung magkano ba yung makikita mo sa ganitong bilang ng products na ibebenta mo. So, ganun kahalaga itong CBP analysis. Okay? Ayan. So, katulad nung mga una nating pinag-usapan, ayan, may mga assumptions lagi. May mga assumptions lagi na dapat tayong i-consider. Kasi, with these assumptions, yan, yung mga natin, yung pag-compute natin ay nagre-rely sa mga assumptions na to. Which actually, yung mga assumptions naman ay somewhat the same dun sa assumptions natin nung tayo ay nagko-compute ng high and low, nung high-low method, at saka nung least squares method. Ano? So, ano ba yung mga assumptions na yan? Bukod dun sa mga nabanggit doon, idagdag natin to. Yan. Yun daw, selling price per unit ay constant. Pangalawa, cost behavior is linear. So, this is the same. Ano? Ibig sabihin, kung tataas yung volume, most likely, tataas yung sales, tataas yung cost. Ano? So, yan yung sinasabi natin sa linear. Pero again, dapat relevant range. Ano? So, sabihin natin, ang relevant range nung company is hanggang 15,000. Ayan. So, hanggang 15,000 lang. Kapag nag-exceed ng 15,000, yung mga assumptions natin, pwedeng mabago na. Kasi nga, lampas na siya sa relevant range. Okay? Ano yung mga assumptions natin na yun? Yung variable cost per unit ay constant. Yung fixed cost in total ay constant. Ayan. This is a new assumption in CBP analysis. Yung daw units, no, yung volume na pinroduce or manufactured at saka yung nabenta ay yan, pareho lang. Okay? So, kung ilan yung na-produce, for example, 10,000 units, 10,000 units din yung mabebenta. Okay? Sige. Alright. So, ayan. This is a new terminology. No? So, magagamit din natin ito sa pag-compute ng break-even point. Dapat alam natin yung contribution margin. So, ano ba yung contribution margin? Ayan. This is the difference between the sales and the variable cost. Please take note, class, that this variable cost here is the total variable cost, ha? So, kumbaga, dun sa ating income statement, di ba, we have sales, then we have cost of goods sold, tapos meron tayo ditong gross profit. Wait lang. Ayan. So, meron tayo diyang sales, cost of goods sold, gross profit, then operating expenses, tapos ay profit. Ayan. Di ba yan yung ating pro forma statement. Sa cost of goods sold, meron diyang variable cost, tsaka meron diyang fixed cost. Doon sa OPEX, meron diyang variable cost, at tsaka fixed cost. Pag sinabi nating contribution margin, class, no? Pag sinabi nating variable cost dito sa topic ng break-even point tsaka ng contribution margin, ang tinutukoy na variable cost dyan ay yung variable cost, yan, yung variable cost ng cost of goods sold at saka yung variable cost ng operating expenses. Okay? So, yan yung tinutukoy doon. Okay? Alright. Sabi pa dito, contribution margin is also known as marginal income, profit contribution, contribution to fixed cost, or incremental contribution. Ayan. In this topic class, no, magkakaroon tayo ng bagong pro forma income statement. Dito lang yan, ha. Dito lang yan sa topic na to. That would be sales less variable costs. And then, difference of sales and variable cost ay contribution margin. Tapos, sa baba ng contribution margin, nandiyan na yung total fixed cost. And then, we have the profit. Ayan, So, yan na class yung yan na yung in this topic, yan, ito na yung bagong itsura ng ating income statement. Which somehow, pareho lang naman yan. Kumbaga lang dito sa variable cost na to. Yan, ito na yung pinagsamang ito. Pinagsamang variable cost sa cost of goods sold at saka yung variable cost sa OPEX. Tapos ito namang fixed cost dito, yan naman yung pinagsamang fixed cost sa cost of goods sold at saka fixed cost sa operating expenses. Ayan na. So, basically, ang nagbago sa distribution ay yung variable cost at saka yung fixed cost. Kaya in this topic, wala kang makikitang gross profit. Ang makikita mo dyan is contribution margin. Ayan. Pero yung profit, pareho lang yan. Yun pa rin. Okay? Tapos yung sales, yun pa rin din. Pareho lang. Okay? So, I hope na intindihan, Kung hindi man naintindihan, recording naman ito, di balikan na lang natin. Okay? Ayan. I don't know how long na yung video, pero may mga additional discussion pa. Sige, tapusin ko lang yung mga theory, tapos gawa ako ng bagong video. Ayan. So, ngayon, alam na natin yung contribution margin. Okay? Siyempre, meron yung meron yung formula. So, na-discuss ko naman na kanina, di ba? As I have said, yan, difference siya ng sales at saka ng variable cost. Ito, yung contribution margin. Okay. Pero bukod doon yan, pwede mo naman tingnan itong formula na to. Okay? So, ulitin natin. We have sales here. Then, variable cost equals contribution margin. So, ganito yung itsura niyan. Okay. So, please take note ha, itong sales, variable cost, tsaka contribution margin. Yan yung total ha. Ayan. So, paano malaman yung contribution margin? Dalawa yan, Dalawa yung titingnan natin. Yung contribution margin ratio at saka yung contribution margin per unit. So, papaano yun, sir? Kapag ratio, yung gusto nating malaman, let's say contribution margin ratio, kung magkano itong contribution margin na to, i-divide mo lang siya dun sa sales. That's the contribution margin ratio. Then the other one, contribution margin per unit. Kapag per unit naman, kailangan alam mo yung sales price per unit, yung sales price per unit at saka yung variable cost per unit. Ayan, kukunin mo lang yung difference ng dalawa. Okay? May other formula pa doon actually. Di ba mayroon tayong volume, sabi natin kanina, yun yung unit sold. Kapag alam mo na yung contribution margin ito, yan, i-divide mo lang siya doon sa volume. So, pag dinivide mo yan doon, yung contribution margin sa volume, yun na rin yung contribution margin per unit. Okay? So, yun ang ating formula, So, contribution margin. So, basically, tatlo siya. Yung mismong contribution margin, which is the difference of sales and variable costs. And then, yung ating contribution margin ratio. Ang formula natin doon, contribution margin divided by sales. And then we have contribution margin per unit. Na ang formula naman natin ay yung difference. Yung difference ng to? Yeah, tama naman. Contribution margin per unit, yung difference ng selling price per unit at saka ng variable cost per unit. Sige. So, pwede nyo namang balik-balikan yan. Okay, so we have a note here, under CBP assumptions, contribution margin ratio is constant, regardless of the number of units sold or produced. Okay? And then, sige, last na to ha. Break-even point na tayo. Which is, ito naman talaga yung topic natin. So, ano naman yung break-even point? Break-even point, this is the point. This is the point or ito yung level of activity. Pwedeng in units o kaya naman ay in pesos at which total revenues equal total costs. Okay? Break-even point is a point where there is no profit nor loss. Ayan, So, that's break-even point. In Tagalog, ito yung sitwasyon, na wala kang kita or wala kang loss. Ayan, so crucial, Crucial itong break-even point sa pagninegosyo. As I was saying earlier, kahit hindi ka pa talaga nagbebenta, kung alam mo yung itong break-even point analysis, so alam mo na kaagad na kailangan ma-reach mo yung level na yon, in particular yung break-even point in units. Kailangan ma-reach mo yung level na yan Kasi yan yung point na nabawi mo na yung puhunan mo. At bawat benta mo in excess of that break-even point, yan, lahat yun, kita mo na yun. Okay? So, that's break-even point. Kaya, again, no, very, very important sa mga nagnegosyo itong break-even point analysis. Pero syempre dapat alam mo din kung magkano yung total variable cost mo tsaka yung total fixed cost mo. Kasi kung di mo alam yun, hindi mo malalaman yung break-even point kasi ayan, sa formula natin, ayan, sa break-even point, no, so dalawa yan. That is break-even point in units at saka break-even point in peso sales. Ayan. So pag sinabi nating break-even point in units, ayan, inaalam natin, ilan ba dapat yung units or yung volume ng products na maibenta mo. So that, marireach mo yung point na wala kang kita or wala kang lugi. Okay? Ano naman yung break-even point in peso sales? So, yan naman yung benta mo. No, magkano dapat yung halaga na mabenta mo para ma-reach mo yung break-even point. So, pareho lang yan actually, no? It's just sa break-even points in units, nakatingin tayo dun sa bilang ng units na ibebenta mo. Doon naman sa break-even point in peso sales, yan naman yung halaga ng sales na dapat maibenta mo. Okay? Sige. Again, kung medyo bago yung konsepto, hindi naintindihan, pwede namang basahin yung material at pakinggan itong discussion ko. Okay, so before ko i-end yung yung video, yan, may tanong dito. How do changes in volume affect the break-even point? Ayan, so analyze muna natin. Paano daw maapektuhan ng volume ang break-even point? Applying yung discussion natin, ayan, ito yung sagot. So hindi siya as simple as direct answer, Ayan, kailangan diyan is dapat as long na within the relevant range, yan, as long that the volume or yung change sa volume ay within the relevant range, yan, hindi maapektuhan. Hindi maapektuhan yung ating break-even point. Okay? Kasi nga po, di ba? Kasi nga, we have these assumptions of linearity. Yan, na ina-apply natin dun sa ating revenues, fixed cost, tsaka variable cost. Kasi di ba sabi natin, at break-even point, there is no profit nor loss. So, kahit pa bumaba or tumaas yung volume, as long as that change is within the relevant range. Yeah. Break-even point is break-even point. No profit, no loss. Okay. So, i-end muna natin yung video that focuses on theories. And then after this, ayan, gawa naman natin ng video yung computation part. Applying yung mga theories and concepts for this topic. Okay? So, ayan. So, preview tayo, Ayan, ito yung problem natin. Ito yung sinasabi ko kanina, na ito na yung bagong format ng income statement. Sales less variable cost equals contribution margin less fixed cost equals profit. So, yun yung format natin dyan. Sige, i-end ko muna yung video and then wait nyo yung part 2.